Morning Dish.
He's the hardest working man in show business. His band's music takes you into the midnight hours. And when you wake up, his voice is back on your radio alarm clock. How on earth did this happen?
Well, Jeff saw me taking out the trash at the radio station.
And he won another award.
But this one is better.
I'm your boogeyman. That's what I am.
It's the Morning Dish with the 2019 Radio Personality of the Year winner, Stephen Phillips.
You paying attention to this, Packy?
And Murphy's own Sherry Raines.
Yeah, you must have given horseback passes to the right guy, Stephen.
Well, giddy up.
And Packy Smith's Shetland pony is right alongside.
You guys know these demo tapes don't just edit themselves together, right?
Well, all right.
3 cheers for Stephen Phillips.
Y'all need to help Stephen Phillips out over there. Out the door and off the radio.
Here's Stephen Phillips.
Can you hear me?
I got you, man. We hung up on you. I'm sorry. Packy does that sometimes.
That's all right. My wife does the same thing to me sometimes.
Yeah, I know how that is. So anyway, but yeah, like I said, a buddy of mine called me up and said, you got to check this guy out. And I did. I love your music. But now tell me something. Where was you raised at? You're not from Nashville. Nobody's from Nashville. But where was you raised?
Yeah. South Arkansas and northeastern Louisiana. My dad was from Louisiana and my mom's from Arkansas. And so a little place called El Dorado. Mm-hmm. And then anything from Monroe to Natchez, that's mine too.
Oh, that's great, man. That's kind of where your music comes from. But, man, I'm going to tell you, I was looking at some of your songs you've got. And, I actually play music, too. And I was listening to some of your songs, and I'm like, when you kind of try to write, you're like, why didn't I think of that? But I ain't broken, man. I'm going to tell you, I fell in love with that song right off the get-go.
Really? Oh, good. Well, you know what? Years ago, somebody asked me, they said, do you write songs about yourself? And I said, no, but I try to write the songs that people listen to them and say, yeah, that's what I was going to say. So, man, I appreciate that. That's a great compliment right there.
Well, that's a good song. That's the thing about it. I don't like the new country. I don't like the new bro country, they call it, or whatever they call it, because they talk about pickup trucks, and stuff like that. But
then they rap.
Yeah.
Then they rap.
They rap kind of. But anyway, but your stuff, to me, it's kind of, it's country, but it's bluesy country. I guess you get that because you actually was raised Pentecostal, right?
Right, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I spent quite a few years jumping the pews and doing the romping and stomping songs. So,
well, I'm gonna tell you, I think that's where everybody talk. I think the best musicians come from that because the Pentecostals got the best music out there. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Oh yeah,
I don't like the long sermons as much as I do the music, but I love the music.
There you go. Yeah, I like it too. Let's get back to the music. So I've had enough preaching. Yeah. That's great. Yeah. I think we're on the same track here.
There we go. But I'm going to tell you another song, which y'all need to listen to this, and y'all can go to jedwardsmusic.org and check it out. But the one you talk about, let me see where it's at. The shoulder, what is it? Another Cold Shoulder?
Another Cold Shoulder. Yeah, man. So I ended up in South Carolina many years ago. And 2009 started making my trip back and forth to Nashville, and I've done that trip up through Asheville and Newport, Knoxville,
right? Just
millions and millions of times. And it's just a little 2-chord song that I came up with, and it's it's got some different meanings to different people. If you sit there and listen to it and kind of dissect it a little bit, you get a lot of different things out of it. But we tried to release that to radio, and we just been out here plugging along by ourselves all this time. And so it's hoping something happens and we can get a chance to do that on a little bit bigger scale.
Yeah, well, that's the biggest thing. Now, how long you been in the music business?
Well, I say all my life because being raised, my dad was an evangelist and the minister, and him and Mom did music, and so as soon as I was able to stand up and hold a microphone, they stuck me on the platform, and we sang. And then my brothers and sisters, when they were coming up, we put a little trio together, and we had to play whatever instrument was not being used that night. If somebody didn't show up for church and they played drums, well, guess who got to play drums?
Yeah.
So it was me Then my brother took over that, and I played bass and guitar and trumpet in high school and junior high school. So there was always some kind of something to pick up and pluck on or play, and everybody had to do their part. So.
Well, I mean, I think that's where I need to hook you up with Paul Thorne. I don't know if you know him or not. Y'all have got exactly the same background because his daddy was a Pentecostal preacher.
And his uncle was a what?
His uncle was a pimp. That's on. Of course, his music. That's a truth.
I know. Yeah, I know Paul, and I've seen him in concert a couple of times. And funny thing is, my sister used to live over in Tupelo, and she was a singer-songwriter there as well. And she met Paul, and he said, "Let's write a little bit." And but she didn't ever do the writing with him. So I've never got to meet him really, but I'm a big fan. I love his music, and I love his delivery. That's the cool thing, you know.
He's when he's like in a church service when he's on stage, man. There ain't no doubt about that.
Yeah.
So now, how many of gosh, my brain just quit. It does that sometimes. At this albums have you released?
Man, I don't know. Let's see. You know, there's some. Everybody's got some out there that they kind of pull back off the shelf a little bit.
Yeah.
Kind of sneak that one back in the bag. Let's put that back over here.
Yeah, Stephen has a lot of those.
Yeah, I got a lot of them. I've got a million seller. I got a million CDs in the cellar. That's where mine's at.
Oh, that's it. I like that. Right now we've got I've got some online that you can get. I did a blues album with some of the guys from Kansas City Blues Band in 2010, and that's a real good one. But it's all blues. And then right before that, we did a one called "Everything Changes" in 2008, and it's weird. I did that in South Carolina, and I have a song on there called "Lover's Moon" over South Carolina,
right,
about a band that gets on the road. And if I get requests from that out of Middle Tennessee. People say, play that South Carolina song. So, I'd say it's 4 or 5 right now.
Right.
We did 2014. We did the Heroes Project, which was all about military families and veterans and folks we'd lost, and little 5-song EP. Wanted to get it out to some people, and just it never seemed to happen. But so there's 5 or 6 of them out there, and I'm always in the middle of a project. I got so many songs backlogged right now. I'm ready to do another one.
There you go. But now you got a brand new out right now called Cold, right? That's the newest one.
Well, Cold came out in 2018, at the end of 2018.
Right.
But when COVID hit us around February of last year, and we couldn't go anywhere, I said, well, let's just sit here in the studio and do some more songs, and we'll release it. And it didn't have a major release or anything. Well, none of my songs or albums had major release, but it was a little bit just kind of more underground. It's got 16 songs on it, but it's a little album called Average Guy.
Right.
And it's very organic, not as produced as the Cold record, but it's got some of my newer songs on it that the people are kind of rallying around right now.
Well, I love your voice, man. Ain't no doubt about it. I mean, I can hear a little Chris Stapleton in there, maybe a little Bob Seger. You know, you got a cool voice. Yeah. And but now,
well, thank you.
Another one of the songs that I can really relate to being here on the show, because I've got a co-host. This is "What a Bad Woman Can Do to a Good Man." I feel your pain, man. I feel your pain.
He needs to be glad he's on live radio right now. That's all I'm going to say.
See what I'm saying? Can you hear the sarcasm over there?
Yeah. Hey, man, I wrote that with Barrett Baber. I'm putting it out there on the radio. He's from Arkansas. Was on The Voice a few years back. But
right.
Barrett Baber, halfway through that song, Barrett said, "Hey, man, are we gonna?" And he got to stumbling and stuttering, and I said, "You kind of worried about this song saying 'bad woman, good man,' aren't you?" And he said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, I'll sing it." He said, "Okay, let's finish writing it."
Okay.
But Yeah. So we did. I don't think he sings it. I don't know if his wife lets him sing it. But I tell you what I've done for the ladies is that when I get to the end of the song now, and I'm doing that in the show, is I start telling them, said, look, ladies, before you get mad at me, let me just tell you, sometimes it takes a bad woman to get a hold of a good man and make him a better man, you know, and kick him a little bit. Say, come on, get up off that couch. Let's go do something.
Thank you
That's
very
like
much.
my wife. You get up.
Yeah.
Hey, Lordy. I know, man. Some of these songs, you know, Packy's a songwriter, too. He's got a song he's wanting me to cut, and I just ain't got the nerve, but it's about dating your cousin. I don't think that'll go over too good. But.
Yeah, first one of y'all say anything about them Arkansas jokes, I'm going to get on you. I ain't going to lie to you. Yeah. I've heard them. I know what y'all think. Yeah.
Jay, man, it's been a pleasure. We have got to get to a break, but yeah, I'm gonna keep up with you. And like I said, I'm glad that Barry called me on this because I love music and I love good music, and I think y'all folks need to go check out jedwardsmusic.org, and I guess you're on Facebook too. .net.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. If you go to the website and it's just the letter J. Not JAY or anything like that. It's jedwardsmusic.net. If you go to the website, it should be all the little buttons there to find me on social media, or you can just look up J. Edwards Music. Now, don't look up Jedwards. It looks like that, but that puts you out, which is in England, and they're just ridiculous.
There you go.
Yeah.
But
now,
you go,
it's not the same thing.
Yep, you can get the T-shirts and all right here on this website. So anyway, but man, I sure appreciate you. I'm gonna keep up with you. I'm gonna give you a call here in a little while and see if we can get something
Please
going.
do.
Yep, and
Man, anything I can do to help you, just let me know. And, we'd love to hang out.
I'm just glad you got these T-shirts in XXXXXL. I love that.
Yeah, you know those things sell like hotcakes, boy. It's hard to keep those in. I ain't gonna lie to you.
All right, man, you've been great. We sure do appreciate it.
All right, buddy. We'll talk to y'all soon. Y'all take it easy.
All right. Thank you for spending a little time with us. And remember, you can tune in every morning at WJULradio.com at 8 a.m. Eastern. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel and like us on Facebook, The Morning Dish.